charged in right here.
Mm-hmm.
That worked out.
All right, we're live.
Cool. I see us. That looks good.
Hey.
My left side is a little cut off more than I would want. I guess that works. Oh, we got to do the signal so you know when it started.
This guy. Whatever.
Kind of forgot about that. We ain't been doing that shit.
Right. Yeah, it looks good.
See.
All right, I'm about to share the fuck out of this jump.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. What up, y'all? This is going to be a good-ass podcast tonight. We got some good shit to talk about. Like, I went and got some exercise today. Me and JB went on a social distance walk.
Yep. Toward the
with Sky.
Yeah, toward the complex. It was hot as fuck today, though. Scott wasn't feeling that shit. She's like, hold
up. My feet. Don't slam it so hard. I told her.
Yeah, she wasn't fucking around at all. All right.
It be hating on sharing it to our page. I don't know why the fuck that keep happening. Why? It's weird. What up, y'all? Let me try it this way. She might post watch party copy link. Oh yeah, I just do it that way. Copy link. That's what I had to do last time.
Yeah.
Then copy the link and then just put it on the Pod Named Kickback page.
Right.
Shouldn't have to do all that. Facebook got to stop changing shit.
That'd be nice. The fuck is that?
Uh-oh. What you see?
Oh, okay. I know what that is. There was just something in the corner of my shop, and I was like, what the hell is that?
All right, almost done. What up, y'all? Let us know you in here. Say hi.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
You know we can see all that shit.
Right. Kickbackers. I don't know what this group is. See, somebody added me to like a private messenger group, but I don't know why I'm in it.
Weird.
But guess what? They gonna get this work.
Whatever.
They gonna get this work. Nigga, last night I was on some bullshit. Hey, JB, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get started recording so I can tell you this funny story. I want to make sure it's on the podcast.
All right, here we go. There's my visual cue. Go ahead.
Back,
Yeah.
JB, what's the name of the podcast?
Nigga, it's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the
whole thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to a pod named Kickback. Yeah, right there. Also known as the Black CNN and the Revolution will be televised. I'm no breaks new, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every Monday. We right back at it. I am the Black Savage.
What up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangster geek. Coming at you every Monday. Representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Monday, y'all. Welcome back once again to our social distancing kickback.
Man, JB, so we took a walk today around the complex, and then around the other complex. We walked JB dog, our dog, the family dog, Sky. Shout out to Sky. It got some fresh air. It got some exercise, and we noticed there was a lot of niggas driving. Like every time he was walking, like, damn, another car coming. Damn, another car coming.
Where
Like,
the
niggas
fuck
is out. Niggas act like Atlanta open.
Yeah, like where the fuck are these people going? But then I remember what happened last Sunday. I took a drive to the store to pick up some shit, and I drove by the park right by our house, young, and like the park was so fucking packed. It was so many people out there that the parking lot was full. Like the shit was lined up on the road. I'm like, my God, man. And then you look in this park and there's no social distancing. People are out there with grills, walking back and forth, doing whatever. You know, if not for COVID-19, it would have been a really glorious and picturesque, you know, image. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, y'all.
Yeah. Niggas don't give a fuck. They just like, I'm gonna do me.
It's real bad out there, young.
That's why we in the fucking house and we still social distancing. But we'll get back out. We JB, at some point we gotta start doing the show regular again. I don't know what that point is, but
yeah, I mean we'll give it another little bit and see what's going on, and then we'll probably be. I mean, you and I have been very, 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 very quarantined. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
we just gonna have to keep an eye on shit, and then we'll see what it do. You ready to get into it?
Yeah. Oh, what was I gonna tell you my story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Damn, I forgot it that quick. What was it about?
You didn't even start it, so I don't know.
Damn. It'll come back to me. We talking about walking around the quarantine. He's talking about it had something to do with women. Damn. Well,
was it related to the story that you told me earlier when we was walking?
Yeah, but it wasn't quite that. But it was related to it. It had a funny angle. But I can't remember it, so fuck it. We'll come back to it.
Fuck out that John, huh?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, well, it's all good news. Let's get into it. Personal high and low of the week. You want me to go first?
Sure. Age before beauty.
Whatever, nigga. I don't know that that's true. My personal high for the week was for me actually going out and getting an antibody test for COVID-19 and seeing that there are no antibodies in my system, which means that there's a good chance that I may have never had COVID-19 because I have exhibited zero symptoms for almost 4 weeks now, right? So that made me feel good. Talking to my kid's mom, talking about me being able to get out and see them again because I've been symptom free and I went and got the test done. I'm actually going to try and go and get just a straight up COVID test just to double check and make sure. But, being able to end social distancing, but the proper way, having demonstrated the lack of symptoms, having taken the test, proving that I'm on point, that to me is a personal high, right? Now,
Okay.
Now, a personal low for me has been this bullshit that's been going on in the media lately with Donald Trump and his so-called Obamagate scandal that he keeps fucking talking about. So let me geek out for y'all just a second. I know it's early, but real quick. So for those of you who've been living under a rock, Obama has been pushing this whole Obamagate scandal. Supposedly, Barack Obama violated U.S. law and overextended his executive privilege. Now, the facts are that what he did was what every motherfucking president does during their administration and what Donald Trump himself has done several times during his administration. Because it is an executive move, they're trying to make it look like it's illegal. This is classic deflection. It's all over Fox News. I fucking hate it, new. It's pissing me off. And it gives you an idea of the quality of the week I had if my low for the week is some bullshit that Donald Trump did.
That means you had a pretty good week then.
Pretty fucking good week. Pretty fucking good. Like being able like talking to their mom about seeing the kids again. Like that's a big fucking deal. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, hell yeah. I FaceTimed JB's kids early in the week. Shout out to RAK. Hit them on FaceTime. They were like, Uncle No! And they had moved and showing me their house on FaceTime and just, seem to be in good spirits, you know what I'm saying? And just tell me about the different games they're playing and different stuff they're doing. And it warmed my heart. Those are my god kids. So they're JB's kids, but they're my god kids. And so
goddamn right.
It blessed me to be their godfather, and it just felt great to see them.
All right, New, let's get into
I might change my high of the week. My high of the week. Well, since you brought that up, I use another one. But that was probably my high of the week.
So, I mean, what's wrong with that, nigga?
Yeah. I just want to have us have two different things. I'll bring up this. I did a podcast. I did a live last week showing people. It was titled "How to Start a Podcast During the Pandemic," and I talked about how to start a podcast, what apps you should use, what an RSS number is, finding something you care about that you're willing to talk about weekly that you won't get tired of talking about, finding somebody you won't get tired of talking to. You know what I'm saying? Divvying up your roles on the podcast and making sure you do what your job is assigned, and making sure you promote. Because you can have the best podcast in the world. If don't nobody know it exists, it means if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, do it go boom? So my high was connected with people and being able to express, give some game back to people for free, and have them go. They want to start a podcast. I literally just told you how. So that made me feel good. And people say they wanted that, so I felt good that they actually wanted to hear that from me.
Well, people always come to us asking for advice about how to create a podcast. You on how to build it, me on how to run it from a technology standpoint, what equipment they need to acquire, whatnot. So, let's keep it 100. We in this podcast game to win, but we're not worried about additional competitors. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Right. Because nobody gonna do what we're gonna do. It's only one righteous ratchet. It's only one gangster geek.
There it is. Couldn't have said
it. Worry about it. We rocking with you. We ain't haters. We give you the game.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my G. Hey,
perfect.
Ready?
Shout out to some of our PG County brothers.
Oh shit! I just saw it pop in.
It's like PG County. Nigga, I almost fell out my fucking chair today. I was like, yeah, tune to the podcast tonight. You're like, I only listen to PG podcasts. I'm like, nigga. We're going to talk about this shit. No, we're going to talk about it right now.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
The next just went viral.
Hey.
Our viral story of the week is Something's in the Water. The PG County documentary put together by Kevin Durant, showcasing the immense and vast amount of talent amongst Prince George's County basketball players. And JB, it's more than just seeing who was good and how they got good. It was finding out what black coach, I forget his name, but he studied under John Wooten and brought that back to PG County. So we had an education on basketball early when not John Wooten, under Dr. Naismith. John Wooten was, I guess, the most legendary PG County coach. But
right.
the black gentleman who studied under Dr. Naismith brought basketball back early. Like in the first 10, 15 years of basketball's existence, before there was a major league,
Yes.
He was teaching it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was dope to see. Stevie Franchise, always great to see him. They talked about the Terps. Different, Terps, Katano Mobley and Steve Blake and all that shit. Juan Dixon. But they
Yep.
talked about all the players that were actually from PG, not just Terps. So you got Quinn Cook, who now plays with LeBron. Victor Oladipo, who plays for Indiana Pacers. Adrian Dantley. I didn't know Adrian Dantley was from PG.
I didn't know
Adrian Dantley.
I didn't know he was from PG, but I knew he was from the DMV. I didn't know it was PG County, but I knew he was from the DMV. And then where was Bernard? What was Len Bias from?
PG. They talked about Len Bias. They talked
Okay.
about how amazing he was. I remember when Len Bias died.
I
went over one of my mother's good friend's house, and he had a Len Bias jersey. I'm about to hang this up now. And I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, Len Bias died. And I was like, who? I'm like 6, 7 years old. I'm like, who died? Len Bias, he's from here. He played basketball at the University of Maryland. He like the best player in the country. And I was like, what happened? It's like, he had an overdose. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then after that, I remember when Len Bias' brother got killed at PG Mall, they robbed him of some jewelry. So Len Bias has been in my consciousness for decades. And I really would have been curious to see if he was better than Jordan. He bust Mike ass in college.
They say he was a motherfucking monster, and they said that he was going to change the Celtics when they picked him up in the draft. I remember my dad like actually being like legit fucked up when Len Bias died. Like I remember my dad like, my dad is like Superman, but I remember him shedding a tear or two when he found out about Len Bias. I mean, you got to look at what was going on in PG at the time too. Like it wasn't just that Len Bias died. Like all of us had niggas we knew who was fucked up in that coke and that crack game back in
that was the cocaine 80s, man.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. So it was yeah, I remember that shit. I actually couldn't find the series on Amazon Prime. So what's the?
So it's on Showtime. It's on Showtime, but if you have Amazon Prime, you get Showtime free.
Right. So what's the name of it? Because I think I was fucking up the name.
Something in the water. Something in the water. Hey, Caddy Mac. I know you know. I think it's called Something in the Water. Confirm that title for me, Mr. PG. If you wouldn't mind. I believe it's called Something's in the Water.
Something's in the water. Okay, I'm gonna check that. And that's funny as shit though, because that's what they used to say about PG Ball back when we was coming up. They'd be like, God damn, like PG niggas must be something in the water,
Right. Quinn Cook, who's playing with LeBron and the Lakers now, said 6 niggas on his high school basketball team all made the NBA. 6 niggas from one high school team.
That's crazy.
Made the NBA.
That's crazy, yeah.
And I think 5 of them are still in the NBA and 1 is in the G League. So that's ridiculous, dog.
Yeah, that's absolutely bananas. Let me tell you that for some reason I cannot post the comments like I could last Sunday. So let me shout out Don. He confirmed that Len Bias was completely pleasant, and then he also confirmed that the title was Something in the Water. So appreciate those comments, man. Sorry we can't post them.
Yeah, that's rated R ass. Don't give him no love. That's rated R.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I find out to his government and shit. Okay. What's up, R? You probably don't remember me and shit, but I remember
you singing on the hook. We all got a song together. I'm pretty sure he remember you. I'm pretty sure. He on Ride. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he remember. Duke recorded that on at Mini East Studios. Shout out to white folks. Who else is on it? Slash Waterboy did the beat. And it was me, rated R, white folks, you, and Sherelle Rowe.
Yep.
Damn, nigga. How about that? I think you back a good 8, 9 years, nigga. That's almost a decade ago. God damn.
We got
that is 9 years ago.
We gotta find that recording, man. We gotta do like a EP or like a little jump, like the glory days.
I'm gonna do a best of. I'm gonna do a best of. Call that shit the museum.
Well, but you gotta
my greatest misses.
But nigga, like we made like I want to say something like 25 songs between 2011 and 2015. Like we made a shitload of music.
We made way more than that.
You're probably right. You're probably right. I'm saying that a solid 25 of them could be released though.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a best of. I'm gonna call them my greatest misses. You know, niggas had the greatest hits. I ain't got no hits. I'm gonna give you my greatest misses, but it's gonna be good as shit though.
I ain't mad at that. You ready to keep it moving, yeah?
Yeah. What else we got?
All right. Well,
he say he remember you, JB. I told you that shit.
Do what?
He said he remember you. He remember you, nigga.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, let's get into the Bible segment, yeah.
All right. So we did the IG battles. So we did ours. We tried to do it on Facebook this week because Instagram kept shutting us down. And what we found was Facebook gonna shut us down too.
Right.
But and I said we given up, we weren't doing it no more. We did T.I. versus Rick Ross. We've done Prince versus MJ. We've done Rihanna versus Beyonce. We've done Tupac versus Biggie, and we did Jodeci versus Boyz II Men. But somebody told me we could do it on Zoom.
And we did Nas and Jay-Z too, right? Nas and
we did Nas and Jay-Z. Yeah, so we do the best battles. Versus had Nelly and Luda. And Nelly had no internet, no Wi-Fi. And it wasn't close because Luda just got a decade of dominance, dog. Like Luda was the biggest selling Southern artist ever.
Yeah.
And he held it for 10 straight years.
Yeah, he was a monster.
Nelly had big hits, but Nelly's catalog just ain't deep enough, it ain't long enough. Nelly needed to battle somebody who had a shorter career. Like when everybody was telling me that, we should do 50 versus Snoop. I'm like, Snoop got way too many songs.
Yeah.
50 needs to be DMX or something. Somebody with a short career span, because that's why it was so hard to find somebody to battle Snoop. But I think I'm gonna make an executive decision this week, JB.
What about like Snoop and somebody like LL Cool J or somebody like that?
I think it would probably have to be something like that. LL just announced that he wanted to battle. I think it was Snoop. It was Snoop. That's literally what it was. Snoop, but I thought it should be Snoop versus Lil Wayne. So they don't run out of songs and shit. Like it's enough songs that it could be Snoop and Lil Wayne.
I don't think LL is going to run out of songs, though. I don't think LL is going to run out of songs.
Right. So that's not bad. We'll figure out. I think I want to do something to commemorate Native Tongue. So I'm looking at maybe Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul. We do that shit this week. We'll figure it out. But I'm thinking something like that. That's something to look forward to. What I'm saying?
You could do Tribe Called Quest. Oh no, LONS doesn't have enough hits to stand up to Tribe Called Quest. But I was thinking
it had to be De La Soul. I think De La Soul and Tribe, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. I think I want to do a throwback, man. So we'll see on our Zoom. We'll see. We'll figure it out over the week. Y'all can always vote in our Facebook group. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, that shit. That'll be fun. Speaking of,
the Nelly Luda battle, it was good. They were showing love. They was bigging each other up. So that's always cool. You know what I'm saying? But it just wasn't really. I don't really fuck with Nelly or Luda like that. So I was like, this is nice. I love to see Black Kings showing love. Like, nigga, you're amazing, and what you did was great. I like that shit. And I'm all for that. There's too much division, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I listen to, I don't, it ain't get me going, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I respect it though. I respect it. And just in looking, so we got the battles. We'll do our next battle on Zoom. So the kickback battles have not ended. We're actually going to do another one this Friday at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
That'd be our club time, baby.
I know we turn it up like a motherfucker.
End of them battles.
Oh my God, man! That nigga new speech be slurring and shit. And
that made it hard.
and I'm all like on the corner of the camera and shit, like over here. It'd be great though, yeah. It'd be a lot of fun.
It'd be a party. That's my version of the club now. Like that's my version of the club. Our battles on kickback battles on Fridays.
That's real.
So we'll be doing it on Zoom. So what we'll do is we'll just post a link on Facebook and everywhere else, and you'll just click it, and no more copyright.
There it is.
Boom. Boom. So JB, the ESPN put out it's the 74th year of the NBA. I think they were gonna wait for 75 to do the top 75, like they did the top 50. But since we're starring for news and sports, they did it this year. So the NBA put out their top 74 players in NBA history. And the list was interesting. I had issues with the list, but I also thought they got certain things right that I just knew they wouldn't. I'll give you their top 10. They had Shaq at 10, Kobe at 9, Tim Duncan at 7, Bird at 6.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up right now.
Will Chamberlain at 7.
I got it right here, New.
Oh, good job. Okay.
I got it right here. Hold up.
Shaq at 10.
So Shaq is
Kobe at 9.
Hold up. Let me fix it real quick so everybody can see it. Okay, boom. So Shaq at 10, like you said, Kobe at 9.
8 was Tim Duncan. So
yeah.
7 is Will. I'm assuming 7 is Will.
Seven is Larry.
7 is Larry Bird. So 6 is Will.
Yep.
5 is Magic. 4 is Bill Russell. 3 is Kareem. 2 is LeBron. And 1 is Michael Jordan. I like that top 10 list, JB. It's just not totally correct.
Yeah, I actually like it too. I think for the first time they actually got close to being fair. I think they weren't as anachronistic as they sometimes are, like
they wasn't what?
As anachronistic, and I'm using the word a little bit.
Gangsta Geek words of the week. That's a Gangsta Geek word of the week.
This guy, yeah, I'm using it a little bit incorrectly, but I think it's apropos here because when you do things anachronistically, basically you take things out of time, out of context for their full scope of time. Right. So a lot of times on these lists, they'll pop up like the greatest players of the last 10 or 15 years rather than the greatest players of all time, which gets a little frustrating for me. This time they did some of the old school heads justice. In my opinion, they actually kind of picked the wrong old school heads, though. But we'll get into that in a second.
Okay. And JB, I'm going to debate you on this list. You know how I studied in the NBA, and you know what my mind is at. But I'll tell you this, they got some things close to right. They made Akeem Olajuwon 12. They made Steph Curry 13.
Right.
They made Kevin Durant 14. They made Scottie Pippen 21. What the fuck is that? They made Isaiah Thomas, my favorite player of all time, 31, behind Steve Nash, AI, and Stockton. Total bullshit. Isaiah Thomas beat the Bird Celtics, beat the Magic Lakers, and beat the Jordan Bulls all in their prime. Who else can say
bad
he did that?
motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. No question
And when
about
he retired after only 11 and a half seasons, he was like the second leading assist guy, and he averaged over 20 points as a point guard. And he like, fuck out of here. So my issue is I wouldn't have Shaq in my top 10.
I agree with you on that though, Nu. I agree with you on that. No question.
I think that spot, I think Bill Russell is too high because I know what he accomplished, but it was only 8 teams in the NBA when he did it. So it wasn't like the NBA now with 30 teams. It was 8. They were the best team. They won every year. You get credit for that, but I don't know if you get top 5 credit for that.
Yeah, that's real.
And Wilt being bigger than everybody else is like Shaq to me. Of course your numbers are inflated. You're going against Bama's, you're 7 foot. You're going against Bama's at 6'1". It's like Wilt and JB playing center.
Yeah.
What y'all think Wilt gonna do? He gonna put his nuts on JB glasses.
No, he's not. I'm gonna punch that nigga in the kneecap. Fuck that shit. No, he's not. No, he's not.
So I struggle with that.
Shaq,
but I'll let them stay on the list.
Point. Yeah.
I'll let them stay on, but I will remove Shaq from top 10. And I struggle with who should go there. They have Kareem. They have Hakeem Olajuwon at 12. I kind of think that spot belongs to him over Shaq because I saw Hakeem Olajuwon destroy Shaq repeatedly. Like when the King was playing, the center was a dominant position.
Yes.
He bested Patrick Ewing. He bested David Robinson. He bested Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes.
Those were his contemporaries, and he shitted on them all.
Yes, he did.
Dikembe Mutombo. Like, that was a center-driven decade. And Hakeem won 2 titles. No other dominant center won a title. They couldn't beat Jordan.
Right.
Now, Hakeem didn't have to play Jordan in the finals.
No, he did
so
not.
That's somewhat of an unfair advantage. But when Patrick got away from Jordan, he lost to Hakeem. When Shaq got away from Jordan, he lost to Hakeem. And then everybody in the West lost to Hakeem just in general. That's just what happened.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm going to put. We're going to go ahead, JB.
Oh no! I was agreeing with you. You're absolutely right about those points. Hakeem to me is the greatest center in basketball history in terms of pure skill, pure talent. Now, he didn't have the length of career that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did. So you gotta look at a fucking 21-year career and arguably the greatest fucking scorer of all time and be like, god damn, that's a lot. And so for that reason, Kareem and not Hakeem Olajuwon made his way into my top 10. However, in terms of
let me stop you there. You're right, 21-year career, and Kareem has a claim to best player ever because of his high school career, college career, and NBA career. But I'll remind you, Kareem was there with the Lakers, and they had the worst record in the league, and wound up drafting Magic the next year. And then they drafted Magic, and in Magic rookie season, they won a title. So if your team is the worst team, and you're there, and then you draft one player, and you become the greatest team, arguably ever, your impact ain't that high.
Well, and so Magic, and so
also I'm gonna stick up for my guy. Give me 1 second, JB. 1 second. I'm gonna stick up for my guy. Hakeem Olajuwon is the only player to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in the same season. Hakeem was the best player. you know, on both ends of the floor, and he got a couple rings. He was 2-3 in the finals. That's not the most impressive stat. And it's hard to argue against somebody who had such a great college, high school, and NBA career. So my new rule is, like we say, Peyton Manning is the greatest regular season quarterback ever. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest basketball player from birth to death, from birth to retirement.
I think that's
Throwing his high school, better than everybody. Throwing his college, better than everybody. And then if you mix his NBA with that, it's going to boost him up. So he's the greatest basketball player for totality. But NBA career, I wouldn't put him there. What do you think about
that. Yeah, I would argue that you're discounting some of his NBA achievements a little bit. The Lakers were just a ridiculous team back then. It kind of is what it is. But with that, you can't really sleep on him holding that points record for a long fucking time. I forgot who it was who actually broke it. When they did broke
it? Nobody broke it. It has not been broken.
No, it hasn't been broken yet. Okay, so that's a lot.
That is also a longevity thing. And I don't give a lot of credence to that. Like, I take you into consideration, and I don't penalize you for it, but you got to keep it in perspective. I respect the scoring streak if we went by total points scored on average. If your average points per game was 20, but you played 21 years, and my average points per game is 35, but I only played 12 years, the better scorer is a nigga that averaged 35 over 12 years. It ain't close. But if you play 80 years, then you're going to have more points. Now, I'm not taking away from Kareem because the sky hook, I'm not diminishing him as it may sound, but I'm not giving him extra points because he was able to stay healthy or had the desire to play longer. So he accumulated more. It's not a knock against him, but it isn't the ultimate validation. It's like with our podcast, JB. The totality of our numbers are as competitive with any podcast in the United States. In our category. That's a fact. It can't be disputed. But I also know we put out more content than a lot of podcasts. So if we might do 49, 50 shows a year, they may do 40 shows a year. Now, the numbers are what they are. You can't debate them. But if they're killing us every week, but we just got more episodes, then it becomes more balanced. It isn't like we're shitting on them because we got way more. Like, no, they do way less. So now it's more equal playing field. So instead of saying we're number, that makes sense.
Well, it does. And I was just glancing at Kareem's stats. Across the 19-year career, I mean, he picked up 24.7 points a game on average. Like, that's pretty fucking.
That's gangster.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what's his top average?
So he led the league in scoring in 1972, 71-72 with 34.8 points a game.
That's the only year he led the league in scoring?
No, he led the league in scoring for 2 years. He got the scoring title in 70 and 71 too with 31.7 points a game.
But see, Jordan led the league in scoring like 12 years. You know what I'm saying? And so that's more remarkable a feat.
Yeah, there's no Huh? Go ahead. I said
so no matter all right, I'll go. Nope. Now I got the hiccups. No matter how Jordan led the league in scoring way more years. So it it doesn't really equate because if no matter how great a scorer you're supposed to be, if you only led the league in scoring twice,
Yeah.
that great.
Number one, I'm not saying that Kareem was better than Jordan. I will never, ever, 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 ever say that. Because I don't believe that. He Kareem Kareem snuck into my top five because of his scoring and the consistency of his scoring. He averaged 24.6 points a game across a 19-year career. He won rings. He did amazing things. And that's why he made it into my top five. Also,
I don't think he snuck into it, JB. He earned it. He should be in the top five.
yeah,
That's not the debate.
he's number five for me.
That's not the debate.
Okay, then we're not debating then at all because that's yeah. I think we're on the same page there. And the page is that Kareem is definitively not the greatest, but he is one of the greatest, right?
Facts.
There it is. Boom, boom. So why don't you give us your top 10, man? And then I'll give him my top 10, or how you want to do it.
Okay, and I gotta do this because I had a hard time reconciling this. So I have Isaiah and Akeem Olajuwon tied for 10. I would have Bill Russell at 9. I would have Larry Bird at 8. I would have Wilt Chamberlain at 7. I would have Tim Duncan at 6. I would have Akeem Olajuwon at 5. I would have Kareem up. No, not Akeem Olajuwon at 5. I would have Magic at Magic. No, I had Magic. And then it goes to Kareem, Kobe, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan. Kareem, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan. Excuse me, my top 4. And I got the fucking hiccups in the middle of a podcast. That is some bullshit.
That's happened to me,
I'm going to try to hold my breath while you give your comments and see if I can make it go away.
All right. That's what's up. So, Jeremy, I appreciate you watching with us, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. That's pretty much it as far as what we got for comments right now. Jeremy checked in and said, "What's up?" Now, in terms of my top 10, I've got Charles Barkley at number 10. I've got Oscar Robinson at number 9. I've got Bill Russell at number 8. I've got Tim Duncan at number 7. I've got Larry Bird at number 6. I've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 5. I've got LeBron James at number 4. I've got Magic Johnson at number 3. I've got Kobe Bryant at number 2. And I have Michael Jordan at number 1.
I ain't mad.
And honorable mention.
I like it.
Honorable mention for me, number 11. I had him at number 10, but I decided to switch him and Sir Charles. But number 11, almost number 10 for me, was Pistol Pete Maravich. I took a quick second and looked up some of Pistol Pete's stats. He had a very, 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 very short career. He played during the time. Hold up, I'm looking at it now. He played during the time where there were far fewer NBA games, which kind of makes his stats a little more exciting to me because there just wasn't as much scoring in the league during that time, especially with guards. So he changed the game. 1971 to 1980, this man averaged 24 points a game. He averaged 5 assists a game, which isn't amazing, But what made him so amazing is the time at which he played and the way that he played. Like, because Pistol
He
Pete,
did the no look passes.
yeah, yeah. He was the first nigga doing like the two-step crossovers and the no-look passes and that kind of shit, you know. And I think it's a little different with him because he had a relatively short career in the NBA. Like I said, he fit in that wedge between, you know, the Wilt Chamberlains of this world and the Julius Irvings of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He was a superstar in that gap, but he created this transition because he was a white guy who could do all of this crazy shit with the ball. You know what I'm saying?
He was like white chocolate, Jason Williams.
Exactly.
A globetrotter. You know, a globe.
New lost his connection for a second. You lost your connection for a second.
Yeah, I'm back. That was me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was you. I wanted to blame it on you.
No, I'm still here, my G. I ain't going nowhere. Anyway, so that's my top 10, dude. I don't know, man.
All right, I will say this.
Go ahead.
There were a few things that I disagreed with. They had my man Isaiah Thomas at 31. They had him behind Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, and John Stockton. Total fuck shit. I got Isaiah Thomas. Like, he beat Bird, he beat Magic, he beat Jordan. Fuck you talking about? I mean, you got Jordan, Bird, and Magic in the top 10, but the nigga that beat all of them, the only nigga that beat all of them ain't on the list. When they did the top 50 players of all time, Isaiah Thomas was by himself. It was another Piston in sight. There were like 3-4 Bulls, 7-8 Lakers, 10-12 Celtics, but Isaiah's on there by himself. 4-5 76ers, 2-3 Wizards even.
Where would you put him?
By himself.
Where would you put him?
But he beat everybody.
Where would you place him?
My heart says 10. My mind says 12 or 13.
Yeah, I was going somewhere around the neighborhood of like 12 myself, honestly.
Really, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because niggas shit on my man.
I remember that one game where he scored like it was something like 12 points in like 10 seconds or some shit. Like he was like, we need a boost, we losing. So
it was in the NBA Finals against the Lakers.
Yeah,
one ankle.
Yeah,
broke his ankle.
He just like made up the lead that the Lakers had by himself. Like I was like, what?
And for the record, it was like 24 points in 9 minutes or something. It was. I'll look it up, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and on one ankle.
Yeah. It was.
He didn't even play the next game. That's why I think they lost the finals. He didn't even play. He couldn't play. His ankle was so fucked up. That was it.
I agree with that.
That's the game they cheated, but it gave Kareem the phantom foul. But whatever. They should have three-peated. They should have been one of the only Lakers, Celtics, Bulls. They should have been one of the only 4 teams to have three-peated. But they robbed us. They robbed us. And that's a fact. Y'all can hate on Zeke all y'all want. JB, let's switch from sports before everybody get mad at us. Because they're like, I didn't tune in to hear y'all talk about sports.
That was
minutes.
Yeah, well, it was fun as fuck for me, but yeah, you're right.
Me too.
All right, let's move on to WTF, my G. And this is truly a what the fuck story of the week. Like, this motherfucker is crazy. So
we got a couple what the fuck stories of the week.
Yeah. This
couple of them.
This first one is batshit though, new. The first one, so a man was arrested in Bibb County, Georgia.
Why you gotta be in Georgia?
Yeah, this man was arrested when someone inside of the homeless shelter called the police on him because he was apparently having intercourse right outside of the homeless shelter. The police came by and found that the man was having sex with a dead body, a body that had been dead for, as the police said, quote, for a while.
I I understand the term necrophilia, so there's a word for it, and I'm not a kink shamer. I'm like, do what you like, but this one, I'm gonna shame you. I'm gonna shame you. Why are you fucking dead bodies? Why are you
That are
doing it?
clearly dead. Like she didn't die while they was fucking. Like, ew, young. This shit turns my
My
motherfucking.
mind, my mind is telling me no. Like, I could not do that. I get freaked out by dead bodies. Like I don't even want to touch a dead body, let alone fuck it. Like my nigga, she must have been like the baddest bitch in the homeless shelter. And he been trying to get her, or maybe they were in love, and I was just I don't know. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it. I
Jeremy,
can't picture a
Jeremy,
scenario where I do it.
Jeremy said, gas face, thumbs down. What the fuck? Because what the like this shit. And you know what was fucked up? You know what was fucked up? It was a black dude who did this shit. They got a picture of him on the article, and sure enough, it's
Looking crazy. He
oh
look crazy.
my god.
The guy ain't looking at us. He look crazy.
I'm not gonna show a picture because we don't shame black men on this show, but at the same time, that shit was fucked up. Like it was just all the way fucked up, and there ain't no way
Yeah,
around it.
yeah. You tripping, homie. You
Yeah,
tripping, homie.
yeah, like for real, like need professional help, kind of tripping. Anyway, yeah, let's move on because this shit is kind of grossing me out for real.
Let's move on. Because the only person that's interested in that shit is rated R. That's his type of thing. But moving on.
This guy. Anyway, so our next what the fuck story of the day, and this one is kind of exciting, y'all. We got some real proof out there for you alien conspiracy theorists. Apparently, this shit is real. This shit actually happened. So here we go, right? There is newly released footage by our military, the U.S. Navy declassified footage that shows incidents of people, pilots chasing these unidentified flying objects, these
Yeah.
UFOs. Isn't
There
that
have been
crazy?
encounters.
Yeah, like,
They're saying that they're about the sizes of drones, but they possess sophistication and technology that the Earth has not seen. Not
right.
just the United States, but that the Earth. So this is what I would call clear evidence of alien life. I've always believed there's alien life. I have been a little reluctant, JB, that they got to be smarter than us, or they got to be better than us, or they have to be more technologically savvy than us. I've held out like, why are they smarter than us?
Well,
Why are
I
we
mean,
the dumbest?
the basic answer to why they're smarter than us is because they can travel outside of their own solar system and come to our planet. That's pretty much it. Like a motherfucker.
If we believe that we haven't been to other planets, if we believe that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe we have, but I don't know that we have or haven't.
That's exactly my point. We don't know that they've been here or not. We just
That's
know
real.
that there's somewhere there could be aliens somewhere, and we know we are here. That's all we know for a fact. But the assumption is always they came here, they saw us, they did this. The assumption is never maybe we went somewhere and saw some shit. You know what I'm saying? Think about alien movies. They're in the minority. The ones that we went somewhere and saw something. Most of the movies is like they came here, or we were about to go somewhere, and then we found them on our way. They were in our spaceship some kind of way. It's very rare that you go like we went to this other planet and we saw some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, those type of plots tend to be on like some Star Trek science fiction future type of shit because, a lot of people kind of deal with the technological hurdle associated with breaking the force of gravity and literally how much energy it takes to go to space. Like it takes an enormous amount of energy to break our atmospheric barrier, which is why those beliefs exist. I'm not really convinced one way or another. I will say this: the photos are very, very intriguing, because this shit, like the shit in the video is clearly not doing something that an aircraft would do. Even a drone, based on what drone technology is today. So it is like, yo, like what the fuck is that? But at the same time, who the fuck knows? Maybe I don't know. Maybe the army is working on some military drone technology we don't know about yet. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck knows? Quite
They
possible.
wouldn't communicate with the Navy.
Um,
Oh, man. And they released it. This is my real question, JB. Why did they let us know? Why are they letting us know? There was no reason to declassify that information.
well,
That makes me think something going on. They're willing to tell us shit. Think about it. I believe there's aliens. I believe we know about it. I believe the government knows. But they ain't telling us shit. Now all of a sudden in 2020, they telling us.
Well, there's an obvious answer to that question and the answer is again misdirection. The same reason for the existence of this Obamagate bullshit. All of this detracts our attention from the fucking horrible job that our president has done with handling this epidemic. Like in most other countries, you can fire the leader of the country. For example, you can fire the prime minister of Canada or Great Britain or France for being incompetent, for fucking up so bad that you like Parliament can just fire that motherfucker. The United States is the only country where we have to go through a trial to remove our ruler, our prime minister, our leader from government. And that's very, very real because I think all of this is misdirection. I really, really do. Poker kind of chuckling online who Lil Rod talking about ancient aliens and Jeremy says X-Files. So they getting them.
Right. Yeah. I've always believed that, to me, and this is how I equate it, and I don't mean to be like super offensive, but this is how I equate it. For humans to be like, we're the only people in the universe, it's a level of arrogance. I look at it like we're religion when they go, you can only get to heaven through my particular belief system. That's pretty arrogant of you. To think that only yours works, to think that we're the only planet that got life. Like we're so amazing that there can't be a lesser life or a greater life somewhere else. It's pretty
there's
fucking
no
arrogant.
question. Yeah, I mean, even if you look at just the statistics, how many solar systems are out there in the universe? How many planets are out there in the universe? There have to be life has to have existed somewhere else, or have to exist somewhere else. Just looking at the numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's just as simple as that, New. Last what the fuck story. Speaking of space news, and I'm glad you put this on because this is something I can
I
geek.
did it for you.
Apparently, scientists are discovering now that the sun is going through what's called a lulling period or a low radiation period, meaning that Lil Rod said we really should watch Ancient Aliens. I have watched Ancient Aliens.
I'm reading this. I'm literally reading this comment now. Like
Yeah.
literally reading it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
But I've watched the show, dude. I'll provide commentary during Netflix and chill. But at any rate,
Hey, hold up. Jeremy said because the Earth is flat. That's something you wanted to talk about.
yeah, he's joking though. He's kidding.
I know, but he still brought it up. That's why it's funny.
Young, I called this Bama New up on Saturday and basically cussed all the flat earthers out. Talking to him like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, why are these niggas so stupid? I have literally gone to the top of the World Trade Center and seen the curvature of the earth. Like, it's real. I've ridden millions of miles in planes. Every fucking time I look out of the window and there's no cloud cover, the earth looks like that. Like it's a curve, nigga. A pronounced curve. You can see it. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But you know, the sun is flaring a lot less than it has, and statistically, according to patterns, a lot less than it has in hundreds of years. The last time that this happened was during the so-called mini ice age between 1625 and 1850. This was the ice age during which the American Revolution happened. The revolution in France happened, the French Revolution happened, as well as the Irish potato famine happened. And all of those moments in history can be attributed to this ice age news, which is why they're looking at this so crazily right now, because it literally destabilized society the last time that it happened. You got to think that the mini ice age was a big part of why the Americans won the American Revolution, because the freezing of the river and the fog that freezing created allowed Washington to escape Valley Forge across the Delaware River into Trenton, New Jersey, back in the winter of 1776. Moreover, during that winter of 1776, roughly 10% of Britain's military population was killed due to smallpox and other diseases, whereas George Washington had the foresight of inoculating his troops, thereby saving them from smallpox during that winter. Big fucking deal. Big fucking deal. Number one. Number two, the famines in France and the Parisian bread riots during the French Revolution was because farming was in great decline due to the coldness of the springtime, the planting season, and the sprouting season for food. So in 1789, which is when the French Revolution started, that is one of the coldest winters in Paris, right? Then there was the bread famine, and then the bread riot in Paris when the Queen of France famously said, well, let them all eat cake. Of course, she didn't know what the fuck was going on. She and Charles I believe it was second, were executed, and then the French people took over. That also happened during this ice age. Moreover, the Irish potato famine of the early 1800s that killed over 2 million Irish people and caused the major migration to the United States during the early 1800s was also attributed to this mini ice age.
Damn.
It lasted for over 200 years. It was a bad time to be alive.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why this is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, this solar sun lockdown where the surface of the sun isn't performing the same. That's like the sun ain't working, aliens is here, people fucking dead bodies. we got a fucking disease where we gotta wear a mask everywhere we go. Nigga, this shit seems like the end of the world.
Of the world as we know it. That's why I said that song to the 5 chat. That REM song. It's the end of the world as we know it. This shit is crazy.
Okay. Well, let's do something to boost everybody's spirits. Do we have a funny story next?
Yeah, what always boosts my spirits is a Donald Dumpy
Pussy. Huh?
Pussy.
That was my guess. That's what boosts my spirits. I'm looking at like I'm gonna get some pussy this week. I'm tired of playing. I'm gonna get some pussy this week. I'm from me a phlebotomist. Somebody that got what you call them, thermometers and shit. I'm on to find me some nurse.
Phlebotomist is not somebody who's got the thermometers and shit. A phlebotomist is
no. They do.
A phlebotomist?
I know for a fact they do.
Did you say phlebotomist or phlebotomist? I didn't hear what you said.
I don't know. I said whichever one has that shit.
Well, those are two different things. That's why I was asking.
What did I say?
You said, I think you said a phlebotomist, but then the second time you said phlebotomist.
The one that deal with blood.
That is a phlebotomist. That is perfect.
What's the other one? What's the other one?
The phlebotomist. Phlebotomists actually,
what is that?
They try and determine psychological behaviors and personalities based on bumps on your skull. Yeah, it's a
Not that one.
It's a pseudoscience from the 1800s.
Not that one. Ladies, if you want to date me, you gotta have a thermometer.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Or a big butt. You either gotta have a big butt or a thermometer. If I'm gonna risk it, you gotta have a thermometer or one of them Miss Parker. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
You doing the most right now.
She knows who I'm talking about. Well, they both do.
So let's move on to the Donald Dumpy Dumb Award, young. I'm not even gonna comment on that shit. I got nothing.
That shit went down the road. I'm laughing and drinking. That shit went down the road too. All right, go ahead, JB.
All right.
I'm trying to recover.
Yeah, I hear you, nigga. I hear you. So the Fed, our first Donald Dumpy Dumb Award, actually our only Donald Dumpy Dumb Award goes to, and I have to pull up this asshole, Maurice Spain from Love Hip Hop Atlanta, who was arrested Wednesday night and charged with bank fraud. Now, why was he charged with bank fraud? He was charged with bank fraud because he took one of the small business loans from the federal government and basically balled out with it. Leased a Rolls Royce, bought a bunch of jewelry and shit. Now he did pay child support. His child support, but yeah, so the feds got his ass because really, nigga, you apply for a loan and say that you need to help pay for 50 or so employees that you need to keep working for the remainder of the year, and then you do this type of bullshit. Number one, his dumb ass didn't think he was gonna get caught. And I'm like, really, nigga? Like, you leasing a Rolls during COVID? Like, what? Like,
nigga, why? What are your responsibilities? Who's gonna see it?
Yeah. But then again, he in the A, so damn near everybody is seeing an A nowadays because motherfuckers driving up.
Everybody acting the ass.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They should get our second Donald Don't Be Dumb award, young. All these motherfuckers out here acting like there isn't a pandemic going on right now. Like
Hey,
that's
Ron calls him Lamont. You big dummy. We might have to change our Don't Be Dumb Award to the Lamont Award, the Fred G. Sanford You Big Dummy Award. This is all for Ron said. You big dummy. I like you big dummy, JB. I like that. I like that.
I'm good with that.
Dummy award.
I'm okay with
What
that.
you say, JB? You like that?
Yeah, I heard you.
I said, do you like it?
I do. I do. I do.
Okay.
Let's do it.
The You Big Dummy Award. So
Yeah.
he gets our You Big Dummy Award.
Yeah, let's do it. So Maurice Payne, you get the You Big
You
Dummy
Big Dummy.
Award for being such a dick nose and spending your bailout money on a Rolls Royce and other stupid ass shit. He got $2.2 million and spent over $1.5 million of it.
You Big Dummy. Anyway, let's get off of this idiot. What else we got, JB?
Let's move on to our Nipsey Hussle Award. We got some good ones this week.
Nip. Neighborhood Nip.
Yeah, we got some real good
do
ones.
the awards and we name them after people. But like, shout out to those people. Like,
Real
shout
talk.
out Neighborhood Nip. I don't
Real
know what
talk.
his message would be right now, going through all of this, what he would be telling us, but he will probably tell us to take vitamin D3, take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, get your sea moss and your black seed oil, take a multivitamin, take your medication for any other pre-existing condition, socially distance, and encourage everybody and show love. I think that's what Nip would say. I think Nip would say that. So I wanted to say that. So back to our Nipsey Hussle Awards, JB.
I think one of the other things that Nick would be saying right now is what Charlemagne the God said on his show, The Breakfast Club, and spoke out openly about, you know, after this recent murder was released on media, Charlemagne, you know, and I'm going to say thank you for waking up. Welcome to the party, because we've been saying this for years now. But he stressed the importance of Black people going out and getting legal firearms so that they could protect themselves from those who, frankly, are enacting genocide right now. Because, like, it's not just the police who are targeting Black people. This murder that recently happened wasn't from the cops.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, thank you for the name. Yes. It wasn't from the cops. It was from some random asshole motherfuckers. You know what? It's time for us to be able to defend ourselves when motherfuckers enter our houses, shoot us, and then get off on some bullshit because they were too fucking high or whatever to recognize that they walked in the wrong motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be defending ourselves. And see, the guy said that straight up.
That's that bitch Amber Geiger.
Right,
I'm just shutting her out because fuck her.
Right,
but
right.
Go ahead, JB.
You know, so see, the guy stepped up and said we need to be doing that shit and protecting ourselves. And I'm with him on that. I agree with him on that. And that's why he gets support.
And the homie C posted a video that shows you what kind of gun you should have as a homeowner in 2020. You know, and it goes into detail about, you know, if this kind of person breaks in or that breaks in, and what you should have, what you shouldn't have, what does work, what doesn't work. I'll post it in the comments and I'll post it in the Facebook group. We should all watch that so we can see what kind of weaponry we need. And I don't think I should have to say this, but I'm going to say it. We all need weaponry. like our people, us, we should all be strapped when we go jogging, because niggas getting killed when they jog. Like that's real.
Well, and you know, the simple fact is, like, why did people carry a gun in the Wild Wild West? Like, far fewer gunfights happen in the Wild Wild West than is portrayed in the movies. But that doesn't change the fact that everybody carried a motherfucking gun. Why did you carry a gun? Because motherfuckers might try and kill you. Motherfuckers might try and take your shit. And believe it or not, most of them bitches are cowards. Now, whenever you raise a gun and point it, you need to be ready to kill. Point, period, point blank. That's just fucking it. Let me say that again. Whenever you raise and point a pistol, you need to be ready to kill. However, demonstrating your readiness to kill might prevent you from needing to kill somebody or being killed yourself. That is also a fact. So having the commitment and the ability to carry out lethal threat and protection of your own person is a deterrent. You know what I'm saying?
Or protection of your community. I want to emphasize that. We gotta protect our communities. Like, we gotta protect our women. And I'm talking to the men right now. We gotta protect our women and our babies and our little brothers. And sometimes our elders. Like the day where they can kill us and get away with it and they go to trial, I don't think if they kill us, it should ever go to trial.
Yeah,
I think they should be killed. And News said it. News says this. If they kill us, they deserve to be killed. Fuck trial. I said it.
So Jeremy said, you know, you attack with the same intent your enemy is giving you. And I would add to that, because I have no idea what intent an enemy is ever giving me. So when it comes time for me to attack, I am attacking, you know, I have lethal intent, because that's going to end the argument. That's going to end whatever the fuck it is. And that's certainly going to end the threat. So fuck that. And that's what we need to be looking at right now, because that's just what the fuck it is right now. There's no way around it. Period. Point blank. You know, so yeah. Shout out to for making plain facts plain, but stating them clearly and openly. We appreciate and respect you for being staying woke. You know.
Yeah, and our next award goes to my alumni, my fellow alum. We're gonna give it up for Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
He just got his degree from Howard University. HU.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, don't fuck around with Howard. Howard is a very, very strong academic school. It's a solid HBCU. It is the HBCU that I applied to and was admitted to and was going to consider going to before I got into Harvard. But yeah, strong academic institution. Big ups to Nick Cannon for getting that degree. I fucking love it. Because he's already, what, a billionaire now or some shit? Like, whatever the fuck, you know, he is paid. Like, he not getting a college degree for a job. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Nick for showing our young people the importance of education by leading by example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and shout out to Nick for going to my personal alma mater. Like, I don't take that lightly. I went to Howard. I feel Howard pride. I'm a motherfucking bison. And it's cultured it. It ain't just education. Even though the education is top notch. It's Puffy went there. It's Guru went there. I went there, nigga. It's pride. It's culture. It is self-awareness. It is power to the people. It is civil rights. It's all that. And I'm just very happy to be able to include Nick Cannon amongst Puffy, Debbie Allen, myself. You know, there's so many amazing alum. And I put myself in it. I did it. That's what I did. It's great to know that so many great African Americans, black people went to motherfucking Howard. And Nick Cannon can be another one. Like DJ Khaled say, another one. So I'm just happy. Shout out to Nick Cannon, man. Do your thing, bro.
I'm happy too, young. Moving on, man. Our final Nipsey Hussle award. We had 3 of them this week, dude. So there was some grinding and shining going on this past.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Jeff Bezos is expected to become the first trillionaire in world history. The first trillionaire. Apparently, COVID-19 has been very, very good for Amazon. And shout out to him. Like, fuck it. This nigga is, but Jesus Christ, a trillionaire. God damn.
He definitely creeping up on it. I mean, and I was surprised to know that he would be the first trillionaire. I assumed somebody else was. Obviously, I was wrong. But I think whenever you can be the first financially in that category, shout out to you, nigga. So shout out to Jeff Bezos. When he got divorced, he had to give his wife all that money. We were like, wow, that's
right.
Obviously, he didn't hurt him that bad.
He gonna be all right.
He gonna be all right.
that Bama, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, $1 trillion is like the GDP of Texas, and which also has a GDP of more than. So Texas by itself has the GDP of more European countries, except for Great Britain, France, and Germany. Texas by itself. So for him to have the amount of bread that Texas kicks out in a year, like that's fucking crazy. That nigga could buy a country if he wanted to. Buy and run a country on his money. That's fucking
He could buy a barber and get free haircuts and have him be COVID-19 free.
That nigga probably got a COVID-19 staff. That nigga probably got 20 motherfuckers working in his house.
In 2 months, I've cut my own hair. I've tried. But I need a fucking haircut. I'm just too pussy to get it.
Yeah, my shit is looking a little crazy too right now. I need to go ahead and handle that, but I got clippers in the house, so I just
Yeah, I got clippers in the house, but I don't go bald like you. Like,
right.
I like my hairline. It looks good on my face. My beard probably look dark and chocolate. Motherfucker probably like, damn, nigga beard is growing. Anyway, what else we got, JB?
Yeah, let's keep it moving, young. Transitioning on to Netflix and chill. And I mean, during COVID-19, obviously Netflix and video and all of that kind of shit, home entertainment has become Jeremy said the nigga looking like Castaway. He said you look like you was on a desert island.
nigga, yeah. I feel like it. Shit. And right now, Kayla, my goddaughter, she's texting all the family, and I'm not in a conversation. I want to jump in somebody like, hey. But I'm busy doing a podcast. But I see it. So anyway, back to Netflix and chill, JB. Our kickbackers, and shout out to the Kickback guys, have been trying to get me on one of these reality dating shows so that I can find my Mrs. New. Um, and one of them is Married at First Sight. Someone tagged me in a post that Married at First Sight is going to be filmed in Atlanta this season. And so I got it, and I was like, here they go. The goddamn kickbackers. I applied, JB. And I signed to my boy Coffee. Like, fuck it. Let's just do it. Like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. So if they pick us, we will be on Love at First Sight.
That should be
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight. Well, so now
let me break that down for y'all. So experts, psychologists, there are 2 psychologists and 1 pastor, and they look at your profile, what you want, what you're looking for, and they try to match you up with the perfect pair, perfect match or whatever. And then and then they put you together. And you get married. You meet the person on the day at the altar when you get married.
Interesting.
So they say, y'all, this is your match. You get dressed in your tuxedo. You walk down the aisle, and then when your bride comes out, you see them and meet them for the first time.
Interesting.
You're married. And then you go to, you kick it for like a week. You go on a honeymoon and kick it. And then you live together. They put you in an apartment, set up together for a month. And it's like a 60-day period. And then at the end of that 60 days, you decide if you want to stay married or get divorced. I think I'm with it.
So is that divorce shit like an annulment type of shit, or are like you legit married and then you have to go through the whole divorce thing?
You're legit married, but I think if you do I would rather be divorced is your choice. You're divorced or it's annulled or whatever. But it is a legal binding marriage to begin with.
Interesting.
But it seems to be easier to get out of legally because of the nature of the show.
Yes, and
so it's just, I don't want to be married anymore. You're out of it. It's not a long process.
Shmee!
I watched.
What's up, Shmee?
What up? Oh, fucker. I watched season 9 in Charlotte, which I think that there's one more recent season, but the only thing that's on Netflix is season 9.
Okay.
So I'm going to watch one season. And I have, JB, told you and Shmee and the 5 and everybody else that I'm close with about my theory of a movie. Now, I'm not going to give it away here because I'm still going to do the movie. But it has elements of Married at First Sight. So, and the movie's based on a joke I've always made about how I would get engaged, how I would find my woman. So, since it's not that different from the TV show, I saw it and was like, I wasn't throwing them back and, oh my God, they did it. Like, I could easily go to a woman and be like, I like you, you like me. Let's figure it out. Let's get engaged right now, married in a year, and figure this shit out. I could do that. I would be willing to do that. So if I get picked for the show, I'm going on, JB.
That's what's up. Well, you touched on a couple of things that I kind of want to hit on. Number one, how interesting kind of dating and social interactions are during COVID-19, which is why things like Netflix and media and watching TV and shit is a good look, because it's a good way to still get close to people. The other one, though, that you touched on, which is even more interesting to me, is your movie idea and your concept of a movie idea. So I'm going to share with the kickbackers one of my movie ideas. And this is something that I thought through. It's going to be a big movie. So I need to get good and rich first. I'm working on that. But once I get good and rich, then I'll have $200 or so million to make this movie. That's what I think will truly give it the proper justice. So Shmee, I know you're watching. Pay attention, because here's my pitch. 200 million. That's all we need. It'll take you 20 minutes to make that, with residuals and everything. So here it goes. So I want the movie to be about the five of us, like our crew, the five. But
The
we're
five.
all like each one of the characters is kind of like almost like a archetypal character, because I'm the geek in the five, but in this show I'm not just like my normal geek self. I'm like a real, like a big time geek. I fucking invent time travel, and I come up with a way for us to go back and change history by changing seminal events. But there are only five of us, and we're the five baddest motherfuckers on the planet, and we all trust each other. So we're thinking we can come up with five seminal events in history that we can change to change how Black people have been affected in history worldwide. So we pick five different events, and based on our skill set, we pick who goes and changes each one of those events. So the story is like an ensemble, but parallel story combo, action, adventure, science fiction, ridiculous effects, and yeah. But that's my movie idea.
Nigga, that could be a sequel. They could be 5 parts. Each movie is, represents a different part.
Yeah, there's that too.
It really could. It could be a series.
Pitching the contract to motherfucking Warner Brothers, we would actually probably pitch it as 5 movies, because that's 5 times the bread.
Facts.
All right, Shmi, you heard it. I've already got the concept. We just need a good script writer and some of the people So yeah, let's make that happen.
And me and JB actually talked about this, and I have a few movies I'm not gonna take y'all shit about, because I'm gonna do them, and they're not $200 million budgets. But I just don't want y'all stealing my shit. However, I created a movie for the sake of the podcast. And in my movie, wait a minute, how do I want to frame this? The drink got to my mind.
You've been drinking.
I've been drinking. And it was damn. That's the second time tonight I done totally lost my thought. Oh, okay. Got it. So it's a movie about different dimensions, different worlds. And in this one particular world, you could become ruler of that world or god of that world. But only certain people live for certain periods of time. So you could live for 150 years if you're of this one particular species, or, I won't say species because that limits it, but of this one particular denomination, like certain people in every species were considered elders, and they would live to be like 150 years old. And everybody else would have a normal lifespan of 80, 70, 90 years. So you had to be one of those people that could live for 100 plus years in order to be considered a ruler. Now, there were several planets, but there was one planet, we call it Berthia, because that's a planet that birthed everybody. It's the origin planet. And the laws came from that planet. So if you were of this special tribe, not tribe, but of these special people within all of these different tribes that could live to 150 years, you could be one of those people that led the world. You could be God of the universe. And when you're God of the universe, because everybody else only lives to 60, 70, 80 years, you're basically doubling their lifespan. But you get to rule according to your rules only. Meaning you can come in and change everything. The rule could be, if you're at 20, you get married and you get a job and that's what it is. You can come and say, we're doing that at 10. Or you can come and say, we're doing that at 40. Like, whatever you decide. And it would be law for pretty much 2 generations. So it was, you got to be very careful about who you select, because that's the law for 2 generations. That's, almost 200 years of that rule. And the world ebbs and flows based on who gets in, and it doesn't affect 4 years like an election. It affects, 100 or hundreds of years. And then the orange people got their guy elected who was nothing but an orange 45. And he had ruled for 150 years. And in his rule, we experienced hunger, starvation, disease that was passed through breathing, unemployment.
Sounding kind of familiar.
But it lasted 200 years. And now we had to bring somebody in that could fix it, because we're on the brink of ending life. Like, we're at that point. The sun is not working functionally. There are UFOs. Men are fucking dead women's bodies.
Sounds allegorical.
And then the protagonist steps in. And he's not going to beat you over the head with the, a biblical message or being a goody two-shoes. And he's not as trifling as the current leader. He's in the middle. He's like a righteous ratchet. And he saves the day. So that's my movie, JB.
That sounded more like an acid trip than a movie, but I'm okay with it.
Right.
Speaking of acid trips, continuing along the lines of Netflix and chill, young. I found a show on Netflix called Psychedelic Stories, and it's basically.
I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I
watched the whole fucking thing. It was dope as shit. Like, it's all these movie stars and famous people. Carrie Fisher, Sting, Sarah Silverman, Ben Stiller. It was actually produced by Ben Stiller. A shitload of people talking about how they were tripping on acid and how crazy that shit was. And it was fair. Like they were like, this shit is, they weren't like, oh yeah, it's weed, it's good for everybody and everybody should do it. And now most of the motherfuckers were like, use cautiously.
You gotta relax.
Use cautiously, but if you do get a chance to use that shit the right way, that shit might change your life forever. And I got to thinking about that shit and thinking about the time I was taking Valerone and not Valerone. What was the other one? Fuck, I forgot the name of it. Kickbackers, if y'all know the name for the other malarial drug that isn't Valerone, then put that in the comments. But whatever that was, when I went to Africa, and I had to take that shit for like 2 weeks before I went to Africa. And then the whole fucking time while I was in Ghana. And the doctor, when he handed me the prescription, and when your doctor like looks you in the fucking eye and stops smiling, that's a motherfucking serious conversation. That nigga was like, all right, so just be clear. This drug has been statistically shown to cause hallucinations. And I was like, I'm about to go to the jungle in Africa, nigga, and you telling me I'm gonna be seeing shit? Like,
right.
And he was like, It doesn't happen very often. And most of the time it happens in your dreams. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you should have led with that, nigga. Like,
right.
You led when you hallucinate. I was like, nigga, then I'm not going to Africa. Like, fuck you mean? Anyway, whatever. The Africa trip was great. No hallucinations. But when I got back, I went to Australia. I caught a cold in Australia. So I started taking codeine pills. But the other drug was still in my system. Yeah, I had some of the craziest dreams I've ever had in my life. Like, I mean, the I've never seen colors like that in my life. I can't even describe it. You know how you see like the Mac and Devin movie with like all of the swirling patterns and little shit jumping over here, like all of that shit, nigga, all of that shit in a dream. I was like, yo. I woke up and tried to write down what I saw. It was that profound. I woke up and tried to write down what I saw. And
Damn.
here's the crazy part, kickbackers. I looked down at the page, having thought that I had written down like 2 paragraphs about what happened, and it was total gibberish. It wasn't even like words. It was like just scribbles on a page.
Damn. That's some good shit.
So then they start talking about acid, and they're not talking about this shit happening in dreams. They're talking about this shit happening in real life, nigga. ASAP Rocky said, and I'll give you this one spoiler. ASAP Rocky said, I swear for God, a rainbow shot out of my dick one time.
The hell?
He said he fucked a girl on acid and a rainbow shot.
I might have to investigate. I might need to take a look. What's going on here? This sounds interesting.
He said, I don't even like rainbows.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So next we got what we got next?
Well, I mean, we want to talk about the Scarface reboot for next.
They're allegedly remaking Scarface with Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if it's going to be an exact adaptation or if it's going to be, years later or what. But it's tough when you tackle a classic.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic, though. I'm going to say that. I'm just optimistic. He's not going to have the Tony Montana accent. He's not, but what is he going to have? What is he going to bring to that role to make it stand out? But I'll be optimistic, I guess.
I'm optimistic too. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is a hell of an actor. Number one, he's an action star. Number two, so I imagine it's going to be more violent and more dynamic and exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. And I would imagine they would take it to the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. So I like that. I've been watching The Office on Netflix. I am watching it like sparingly, like if I want to just cut something on and something just be on TV. And The Office funny as shit, dog. Like Will Carroll, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know Will Carroll was in it.
Steve Carroll.
Yeah, Steve Carroll. I didn't even know he was in it. I just kept hearing about it and never watched it. To actually watch it and see this show, I'm just like, dog, like this is some get high funny shit, and I would have never thought to watch it. You know what I'm saying? But The Office is legit, and most of you have seen it. Kickbackers. But I'm late to it, and I like it. Stop laughing, JB.
He been drinking. I'm sitting over here fucked up myself. It's all good.
Yeah, I see you eating.
Yeah, well, because I'm drunk, so I got hungry, so I grabbed. You do most of the talking during the show anyway, nigga. So it's all good. Anyway. did you want to move on to Eargasm, or was there another Netflix show?
The Last Dance, the last episode is tonight. If you're watching this live, if you're not watching it live, then the last two episodes were last night. It was a what do you call it? Binge, a marathon of all the episodes today, which is actually on in my background. So by 9 o'clock, I would have watched probably episodes 7 and 8, and watched 9 and 10 tonight. Looking forward to it. I've been deeply, engaged in this because the Jordan complex, as I call it. That's the reason that I have love for Jordan. Other than he played for my Wizards, I was not a Bulls fan.
Me neither.
But I respect the mentality.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah. That sounds interesting. That sounds like a good show. Jeremy commented and said it's dope. He's finishing that joint now. So okay. You got another fan out there.
What is he finishing?
The show you just mentioned. The comment literally just popped up. The show. Yeah.
Michael Jordan show.
Yeah. Well, no. He mentioned like Wolf of Wall Street type of shit. So I think it was the one. I honestly don't remember because I'm drunk too. But whatever you said before.
You've been drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eargasm, Future drops a new album. It went gold in 30 minutes. There's songs I like on it. There's songs I don't like on it. It's shit I want to hear, shit I don't want to hear. That's my relationship with Future. He got 1 or 2, 3, 4 songs on an album that I know can get the girls going, and maybe 1 or 2 to get me going, and that's that. Will Smith did a remix to Joyner Lucas's tribute song "Will," and Big Willie got busy a little bit. He didn't sound like he was in his 50s. He sounded like he might be in his 40s or something.
Yeah, he reminded motherfuckers that he could still flow. And I mean, Will, when he was a rapper, like he got on kind of that bubblegum shit a little bit, but he was a legit MC. Like he had bars, like for real. Like don't be dumb. Yeah. By the way, guys, just in case you missed it, most of the rappers who actually transition into Hollywood and into other venues, they have bars because they're intelligent and creative. They're generally like bad motherfuckers. So, just keep that in mind. Don't be surprised when it happens because it fucking makes sense. You know what I'm saying? A Hollywood rapper nigga, that doesn't make him a less legit hip hop nigga. You know what I'm saying? Be clear.
Yeah. Fresh Prince just wasn't a gangster. And he didn't have to be.
No, but see, you don't need to be.
I bet Will Smith will beat your ass. Will Smith is in shape. Niggas keep faking on Will. Will fuck you up.
Well, I mean, but that's a perfect point though, New. Like, you don't have to be a gangster nigga to be one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J was not a gangster nigga at all. Like,
I wouldn't go that hard.
Well, no, not in hip hop though. Not in hip hop though. How was he gangster in hip hop? He wasn't talking about
how was he gangster in hip hop. What do you mean?
He wasn't talking about murdering motherfuckers and selling drugs in the trap or none of that type of shit.
He was. Those were his singles.
Okay.
I mean, it was mild, but he talked about street shit. LL was with all the street niggas, like in real life. He just didn't rap about that shit.
That's all I'm saying, New. That's all I'm saying.
That much, yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
I'm saying something different. I'm saying that just because you talk about street shit don't make you street. And just because you talk about pop shit don't make you pop. I'm arguing a different point.
Okay.
What I'm saying is LL was in the hood with the real hood niggas. He didn't say rap about it that much. So when niggas like LL pop, it's like, it'll beat your fucking ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, I get
That's the distinction I'm making.
Yeah,
Like,
I was solely talking about the music. I wasn't talking about their lifestyles or life or any of that, because honestly, I don't know where LL hung out. I don't know where Wilson. I don't know where. Like, I knew one grew up in Philly and the other grew up in New York. That's all I know. Like, that's literally all I know.
Yeah.
So I can't even speak.
And that's why I brought that in.
Yeah. Okay.
Add some brevity to it. Like, let me throw some shit out there.
Yeah.
Because like MC Hammer, fuck you up. All they do was, let's get it started, and all that dancing. Hammer beat your motherfucking ass.
Oh yeah, Hammer was not a motherfucking joke at all.
At all. There's several stories of Hammer running up on niggas, running up on Redman. Like, what you say? Like, Hammer beat your ass. Jeremy said he always saw LL as the cook on Deep Blue Sea. If I'm not mistaken, he's like the first black person in a horror movie to make it to the end.
He was. He was. What the fuck was that movie? Oh shit!
Deep Blue Sea.
It was Deep Blue Sea. Yes. Oh my god.
He was in one of them Halloweens too. I don't know which one, but he was in one of them.
That's the one. No, but Busta Rhymes was in a Halloween joint too.
Yeah. And they talk about LL and Busta Rhymes to battle on Versus. So we'll see.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, it was Snoop and Busta Rhymes, I think.
No, it was Snoop and LL, I thought.
Now I think we said Snoop and LL.
Oh, okay.
I think Snoop said him and Busta Rhymes. I think. I don't remember. We'll find out in the next week or two. We're doing our live. You can always follow us on our Zoom. We'll post a link. We're doing a battle Friday at 9 p.m. So no worries. We're coming back Friday at 9. The link will be available.
Check that out.
I think that's our Orgasm segment. Be mindful that you can always download a Pod Named Kickback playlist on Tidal, Spotify, or Apple Music, and we update it every Friday with new music. So it's 3 hours long, and you can enjoy it.
It's got a bunch of chill shit on it. I call it convertible music. You know what I'm saying? Like really, really nice, smooth. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, yes, it's R&B, but you know, it's still nice though. You know, it's just nice, kind of like loud. I call it convertible music. You know,
I call it Corona music.
I hear that.
It's some chill shit. They got, your peaks and valleys. You're going to turn up a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to be just on your in the house music. Ain't no parties. Unless you one of these dumb niggas throwing these Corona parties and killing everybody. But for the most part, we chilling by ourselves with 1 or 2 other people. How lit does it have to get? It's good music. It's good chill shit.
There it is.
And R&B.
There it is, man. There it is. Well, that's all the topics, new. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sports. Whew, I almost forgot. We got to talk about the documentary that came out.
we did talk about the PG County. We talked about that at the top of the show.
We did? Okay, something in the water. That was what we had for sports.
Yeah, we talked about that. We know the last dance documentary with Michael Jordan, the last 2 episodes aired tonight. It should be interesting. I had seen all 8 episodes the first week. So I am going to rewatch it on ESPN tonight. So by the time episodes 9 and 10 come on, I'm a little hipper. I'll probably watch it with somebody. Maybe give me a little virtual date or something. It's on there. I'm literally looking at it. Like, literally. That's like episode 5 or 6 or something. So we'll do 7 and 8, and then I'll watch 9 and 10 live. I want to thank y'all for tuning in and supporting. We've been on the charts heavy the last week or so, which means y'all are watching, y'all are listening. Thank you for that. We hope we're bringing you something you need during this quarantine time. We try to talk about politics, pop culture, music, sex, and sports every episode.
Right.
I think this is probably our most sports heavy episode, but y'all give us that because we don't talk about sports that much.
Thank you.
You gotta let us have that.
Thank
When
you.
we get excited about sports, let us have it.
Thank you. Thank you. There it is. There it is. Good night and God bless everybody. Happy Monday. We'll see y'all drive time tomorrow morning, man.
Yeah, be safe. Stay your asses at fucking home unless you gotta go to work. Don't be out here in the streets. And if you are, do the proper things. Really quick, vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams, vitamin D3. Whatever medication you're currently taking, take it. Soups, teas. Even if you ain't got oodles or noodles, watch out for the maturins because they had a COVID outbreak. I've been eating those oodles and noodles. So I'm like, I've been eating oodles and noodles when they had the outbreak. But I think I'm straight. I know people that have gone through COVID with no symptoms and came out of it and are very back to normal. I know people that are recovering. I know people who have recovered even though they had strong symptoms. I want to continue to pray for y'all and give y'all love and support and energy as you go through it. And I hope that the rest of us never have to go through it. And we are safe and taking every precaution. And don't confuse the allergy for COVID. And I love you. Like, I love you. Me and JB love y'all. And we just hope y'all safe, man. Uno. We out.